Look at this dude.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to another motherfucking video. Hey man, if you haven't already done so, make sure you are subscribed to the motherfucking channel. We on the road to 100K 2021, no cap. Make sure you smash them up like button as well. All my personal to game members, make it known you is here. Smash blow the comment section up, no cap. Hey man, I got a description down below with all my social media links as well, man. You got my Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, including my second YouTube channel, which is the first link in the motherfucking description. So go ahead, check it out now. You can pause the video, check it out, show your love, or just wait to the end of the video. That's cool too. Hey man, we are here for one reason and one reason only. We got my boy, NBA Youngboy. If you guys know me, NBA Youngboy is my favorite artist, bro. No cap, my favorite, literally number one on the very, very top, you feel me? So, man, I don't even know where to start. This is the last place, I mean, obviously, prison and death is the last place you want to see anybody go through. The last thing I know, or the last, piece of information that I know about, Youngboy's situation is I know he was granted bail for 500, like $500,000 pretty much. And he put up property as well to grant bail. And he's allowed to travel with an ankle monitor, etc., etc. So I'm hoping that, things go good for him. I hope he's able to get out the situation, because, bruh, I cannot imagine him going away for a long time, man. I need this man to stay free and good, you feel me? But anyways, we got Before They Were Famous, and this is the dark side of fame. So I've never reacted to anything in regards of the dark side of fame, but NBA Youngboy. This also has the topic with Yaya, Mayweather, T Grizzly, and more. You feel me? So we ain't gonna do too much talking. We're gonna do a lot more reacting. Let's talk more reacting. Let's dive right into the video. Let's go.
All bad days. I think I need help. I got an anger problem.
We all know about the bright side of fame. After all, it's fed to us in a continuous 24-hour news cycle on every type of screen imaginable. But for each news story that shines a light on all the positive aspects of celebrity, there are two that have fallen through the cracks because they cast the industry in a less than favorable light. These stories deal with the dark side of fame, and that's exactly what this series is all about. In today's episode, we're taking a look at one of the most popular and yet controversial rappers of recent memory, NBA Youngboy. This talented rapper knows how to make a headline even without the use of chart-topping singles. Whether it's his litany of alleged baby mamas or run-ins with his police, his fans have come to expect the unexpected when it comes to not only his music, but his way of life. On the bright side of fame, since entering the industry back in 2000.
See, one thing that, I actually like when it comes to NBA and his reasoning of having so many kids is he's trying to build an empire, man. He's trying to build an empire of kids, and when they grow older, they're already set, you feel me? But that's what his plan is. That is his reasoning behind having so many kids. Now, having so many baby mamas, I think that's a lot of drama. But we ain't here for all that, y'all.
Dean, this artist from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has established himself as one of the most prolific artists of his generation.
Facts.
With over a dozen mixtapes, 2 studio albums, 3 EPs, and countless singles, including over 47 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, which puts him in the rarefied air of the other far more tenured artists, like J. Cole, Prince, and even Paul McCartney. But on the dark side of fame is a different story altogether, and at the still extremely young age of only 21 years old, Youngboy had amassed a criminal record that would rival some career criminals. In fact, his litany of arrests, beefs, and physical altercations that turned deadly are just as eventful as his music career, if not more so. Hey, what's poppin', guys? It's your boy Marlon Palmer back at it again with a brand new episode of our series that takes a closer look at the darker corners of celebrity. Today's subject is none other than NBA Youngboy, whose regular feature on this channel, with the amount of news he's constantly making, both good and bad. For today's episode, we'll be focusing on primarily the latter. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at thatdudeMcFly. Let me know what you think. And let's get into the story.
I guess there's been quite a bit of... I didn't realize they had a dark side of fame series, you feel me? So I might try to dive into more other people's situations, but...
NBA Youngboy was born Kentrell Gaulden on October 20th, 1999 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. After accidentally breaking his neck while play wrestling as a toddler, Youngboy's life got off on decidedly the wrong foot when he was required to wear a head brace for an extended period of time while the injury healed. This device would later leave his permanent scars on his forehead.
I was wrestling and I broke my neck. I had to get a halo on my head with the screws. 4 years old.
When he was only 8, his father was arrested and sentenced to 55 years in prison for robbery gone wrong. Soon after, his mom moved out of the neighborhood and left Youngboy to be raised by his grandmother. A few years later, at the age of 11, his grandma passed and he moved into his friend 3's family home. 3's mom, Monique, helped raise Youngboy from that point forward, and she still recalls the trouble he and her son would get into while they pursued a career in music, stealing car batteries out of 18-wheelers and selling them to fund time in a local studio.
I must say this, the series Before They Were Famous is kind of aggravating because anytime, I've already heard this, you feel me, in other videos with the Before They Were Famous, blase, anytime they do an individual, they re-say the same things and then maybe add in a little bit of new information on present time. We are here for the dark side of fame. We're not here for his upbringing. We've heard this already. I know a lot of y'all already know about the situation, how he was raised, how he got the scars, etc., etc., etc. This is kind of aggravating, but we're gonna keep it going because we trying to get into the dark side of fame and see what they're talking about.
Breaking houses all by myself. I'm talking about coming out the window with the TV, me jumping out the window, TV falling all on me.
That is ingenuity and creativity. I don't care what y'all say. Around 8th grade, Youngboy dropped out of school because the only thing he had passion for in his life was music. So he bought a microphone from Walmart. Downloaded recording software, and adopted the NBA acronym as a motivation to make Never Broke Again his actual reality. By 2015, he was preparing to make his mark on the industry, but unfortunately, that same year is when the dark side of fame really began to encroach upon his life. Youngboy caught his first ever charge after having committed a robbery at the age of only 15 years old. He was arrested and sentenced to a juvenile detention center in Tallulah, Louisiana, where he took advantage of his free time to put pen to paper and began writing songs based off his real life situation.
I ain't gonna say it was the best thing that happened.
After a 6-month period of self-discovery, a criminal court judge opted in favor of his release, and those new lyrics would eventually inform his debut album, Life Before Fame, that would drop soon after his release.
I ain't no hiding from gun violence. I ain't no hiding from violence, period. It's either jail or death like Lily. I ain't no living out there.
By November 2016, Youngboy had more firmly established himself in the world of hip-hop, having released half a dozen mixtapes. But that month, he was arrested for a second time at a concert he was scheduled to perform at in Austin, Texas. The arrest was based off a belief by law officials that Youngboy had fired a gun into a crowd during a drive-by only weeks prior in his hometown of Baton Rouge. To compound matters, Youngboy had just turned 17 and was now eligible to be tried as an adult. Youngboy would eventually accept a plea deal, paying a post-conviction bail of $50,000 and complying with officers in exchange for a more favorable prison sentence. After being originally charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, Youngboy got that downgraded to 1 count of assault.
I mean, at this point, bruh, I mean, NBA Youngboy is once again one of the most respected rappers out here, bruh. But the one thing, if I was him, man, he already has a big-ass house as it is, man. I would just be staying home, bruh. Staying home, making all your videos home, just make home your world, you feel me? I wouldn't even step foot out my gates of the crib, you feel me? Like, F that, bruh. I ain't got time for... never mind, y'all. Let's keep it going.
Firearm and
that's just my thought process.
Behind bars with 3 years of probation and practically a slap on the wrist, considering he could have been facing as much as 40 years on the inside. But by May of 2017, Youngboy was out of lockup and ready to drop his comeback single, Untouchable. He was also saying all the right things, expressing regret over his decision. He told the judge during his hearing, "I take full responsibility for what happened. I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to go that way. I promise to do right. I'm committed to my family." This kept Youngboy on the straight and narrow path for a good, well, 8 or 9 months. During this time, his rap career continued to blossom as he released more hit singles and signed to media giant Atlantic Records. Then in February of 2018, this happened. That's footage of Youngboy allegedly assaulting his then girlfriend Janiyah Jackson in the middle of a hotel hallway. Youngboy would get arrested on a fugitive warrant after he evaded arrest for the charges stemming from the incident of weapons possession, kidnapping, and assault. This time, Youngboy only stayed behind bars for about a month until he paid a $75,000 bond to get released. It would take some time for this matter to work its way through the courts, but in December of 2019, Youngboy would officially get a plea deal for simple battery family violence and agreed to pay $1,500 fine as well as complete an anger management course. Amazingly, this couple stuck together for a little while after this event, but if you figured things would end badly, you weren't wrong. Youngboy would eventually accuse Janiyah of giving him an STD in his song Truth About Herpes.
Look at this right here. Look. You can't see it from that angle. Look like...
Then in May 2019 came Youngboy's closest brush with death. On the morning of May 13th, while just outside of Trumpet's...
I'm so surprised NBA like literally was so open about that, bro. Like as big of an artist as he is, as a big individual as he is, I would not be so open about look at this right here. I mean, I get it, no shame, but I would not be so open about it.
Beach Resort. Youngboy was targeted by a shooter for reasons reportedly stemming from a beef with T Grizzly, but never fully confirmed. Youngboy wasn't harmed that day, but his girlfriend Kaylin Long was shot in the arm. Youngboy's armed bodyguard exchanged gunfire with the attacker, and stray bullets from the gunfight struck a 5-year-old, who thankfully survived, as well as a 43-year-old man, Mohammed Dradi, who sadly did not. Being involved in a fatal occurrence like this was considered a violation of Youngboy's probation from his arrest 3 years prior, and he was sentenced to a 3-month stint behind bars. After serving his sentence, another judge ended his probation over the attempted homicide charges. By this point, you might think that Youngboy would tighten things up and course correct to make sure his career didn't spiral out of control. But only months later, he would find himself in the middle of some serious drama. In April of 2020, Floyd Mayweather's teenage daughter, Yaya Mayweather, who had been dating Youngboy, was arrested for stabbing LaPatra Jacobs, another woman who was visiting the home of the rapper. The argument was apparently the result of Yaya growing jealous of LaPatra and demanding she leave the property since Youngboy was her fiance. The argument then turned violent, with both women getting into a fight in the kitchen, and that's when the knives came out. Literally. Yaya was arrested and LaPatra was taken to the hospital where she was able to recover. Despite his presence during the attack, Youngboy himself wasn't charged with anything. But that wouldn't be the case 5 months later when he was once again arrested in September of 2020, this time in a contraband suit.
There is a lot of drama surrounding him and the guys that he associates with. We believe that some of those guys have been involved in criminal activity here in Baton Rouge.
It just don't end for this guy. It just keep going. Youngboy was charged with 3 drug and gun charges, including felony possession of drugs and possession of a stolen firearm. He was arrested alongside 15 other individuals from a gang known as Bottom Boy Guerrillas after police responded to a call of individuals displaying firearms and recording a video. Furthermore, Youngboy was found to be in possession of $47,000 in cash at the time of his arrest. Youngboy's lawyers were quick to mount a spirited defense. Their statement read, "The immediate detention of these black men was illegal in that it violated their constitutional rights. Even with the illegal searches that were conducted, no firearms."
I think I remember this happening because the police department ended up owing Youngboy some money, like lots of money. If I correct me if I'm wrong, it was like around $30,000 that they were ordered to repay back to Youngboy. That issue was crazy. When I saw that article come out, I was like, yee.
Or controlled dangerous substance was found on Mr. Golden's person or in his immediate control. At this point, the case is still ongoing, but Youngboy's representation is confident that his client will be proven innocent in this matter. Months later, a judge would order the return of Youngboy's $47,000 in cash, as well as $300,000.
$47,000 in cash. So it was the $47,000 that he caught on him. I guess they tried taking it from him, but they were ordered to give it back to him.
Cheers checks, 2 diamond necklaces, and a diamond ring. So, all's well that ends well, right? Well, hold on just a second, because despite the fact that we're almost caught up with the present day, Youngboy isn't finished getting himself into trouble quite yet. Who's next? Go! His most recent run-in with the law was the result of an alleged assault against a man in Texas. Local law enforcement sources say that the victim of the attack arrived at the studio on October 5th to work with Youngboy on some music. After he showed up with his girlfriend alongside him, the victim was told that the women were not allowed in the studio. Shortly after his girlfriend left, the man was then jumped by Youngboy and his crew in a nearby garage. He attests that Youngboy and his friends put a bag over his head and proceeded to kick and punch him before pistol whipping him as well. When the bag was removed from his head, he recognized Youngboy and then, even more distressingly, saw a nearby body bag that he was told was for him. Youngboy then reportedly called his manager, who convinced the rapper to let the guy go. The victim was then driven to his home and released, only to be taken to the hospital by his girlfriend. While authorities are currently looking into the situation, no arrests have been made at this point in time, and for NBA Youngboy's sake, I really hope it stays that way. There's no denying that to this point, his career has been resilient as it comes, but will it manage to survive yet another conviction? Something tells me that eventually, one way or another, we're gonna find out. And that brings NBA Youngboy's brush with Dark Side of Fame to an end. What did you guys think? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow.
Like I said earlier in this video, y'all, it's kind of aggravating that they pretty much just did the same video, the upbringing on NBA Youngboy. They just talked more about his arrest, which I guess correlates with Dark Side of Fame, but we've already heard all of this already. I mean, if anything, it was a refresher for me, you feel me? Hey man, if y'all made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel once again. Check out my description down below. Support your boy No Cap. Hey man, until next time, I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.